The Varaxian warfleet materialized in Earth's orbit at 1947 GMT, precisely when Commander Kretsch had calculated most humans would be distracted by their bizarre evening rituals. Intelligence suggested this was the optimal strike window, when the peculiar mammals engage in something called dinner in hygiene routines. What Kretsch didn't know was that Lyra, a colonial protection officer stationed on Kepler 442b, was teaching her adopted ward those very rituals when the invasion began. Brusk was not human. The cub belonged to the Fenrathi, a species the galaxy had written off as extinct after the Vraxian purges. Standing nearly 4 feet tall even at juvenile age, Brusk possessed midnight black fur, luminous amber eyes, and retractable claws that could shred duroplast. The Fenrathi had been apex predators on their homeworld, but more importantly, they had been gentle philosophers and artists, until the Vraxians came. Lyra had found Brusk 3 years ago in a derelict transport, the sole survivor of a massacre. Against protocol, against common sense, she'd taken the terrified cub in. And now every evening at 1945, they stood together in the small bathroom of their frontier outpost, performing what Lyra called the toothbrushing ceremony. "Remember," Lyra said, demonstrating the circular motion with her brush, foam gathering at the corners of her mouth, "we do this to keep our teeth strong. Not for fighting, for smiling." Brusk mimicked her movements, the child-sized brush comically small in her massive paws. She'd learned to be gentle with human things. Lyra had taught her that strength meant nothing without control. The attack alarm shrieked. Lyra's hand shot to the emergency panel. The holographic display blazed to life, showing 3 Varaxian destroyer-class ships descending toward the outpost. Her blood went cold. She knew those ships. Everyone in the outer colonies knew them. "Lyra!" Brusk's voice carried a tremor. Her translator collar rendered the growls into comprehensible words. "Those ships. I know, cub. I know." Lyra's jaw clenched. The Varaxians had butchered Brusk's people, and now they'd come for humanity's frontier. The outpost housed 47 souls, scientists, families, children. The nearest military response was 6 hours away. They had minutes. Lyra grabbed her pulse rifle, her mind racing through impossible calculations. Then she looked at Brusk, really looked at her. The cub had grown, stronger, faster. The Fenrathi matured quickly, and Brusk was nearly adolescent now. 3 years of human kindness hadn't erased her species' warrior heritage. It had only taught her when to use it. "Brusk," Lyra said carefully, kneeling to meet those amber eyes. "I need you to listen very carefully. Those ships are coming for all of us. Every child here. Every family." Brusk's pupils dilated. Her lips curled back, revealing fangs still white with toothpaste foam. The sight would have been comical in any other circumstance. "They're the ones," Brusk whispered. "The ones who killed my pack." "Yes," Lyra wouldn't lie to her. "And they expect us to roll over, to run. They think we're soft because we brush our teeth and read bedtime stories. They don't understand what humanity learned a long time ago." "What's that?" "That civilization isn't weakness. It's a choice." Lyra's voice hardened. "And when someone threatens our cubs, biological or adopted, we choose differently." The outpost shuddered as the Varaxian ships entered the atmosphere. Lyra opened the weapons locker, pulling out the experimental prototype she wasn't supposed to have, a exoframe designed for mining operations, but reinforced with military-grade plating. "We're going to show them something, Brusk. We're going to show them what happens when you mistake kindness for helplessness." 15 minutes later, Commander Kretsch's tactical screen showed something impossible. A single human in a mining exoframe and a creature that shouldn't exist were tearing through his ground forces like they were paper. The human wielded a plasma cutter with surgical precision, each strike calculated, efficient. But the Fenrathi cub, that was something else entirely. Brusk moved like poetry written in violence. She'd learned control from Lyra, yes, but she'd also learned purpose. Every Varaxian soldier that fell before her claws was one that wouldn't reach the outpost shelter, where the children cowered. The cub's jaws still foamed with mint-flavored toothpaste, but they closed around throats with ancestral precision. "Retreat!" Kretsch screamed. Retreat now! But Lyra had sealed the landing zone. The Varaxians had committed to ground assault, and now they were trapped with a human who fought like a surgeon and a Fenradi who fought like vengeance incarnate. When reinforcements finally arrived 6 hours later, they found Lyra sitting on a pile of Varaxian bodies, calmly cleaning her weapons. Brusk lay beside her, exhausted, her dark fur matted with purple Varaxian blood. The cub was methodically licking her paws clean, a grooming ritual Lyra had taught her. Every single colonist had survived. The commanding officer approached cautiously. "Ma'am, how did you—" "They made two mistakes," Lyra interrupted, not looking up. "First, they thought catching us during our evening routine meant catching us weak. They didn't realize that routine, that civilization, is what we fight for, not what holds us back. And the second mistake?" Lyra finally met his gaze. She gestured to Brusk, who gazed back with amber eyes that had seen too much but remained gentle despite it all. "They forgot that humans adopt. We don't just protect our own species. We make family from anyone who needs one. And when you threaten a human's family?" Lyra's smile was cold. "Well, you saw what happens. The cubs get washed, just not with soap." Across the galaxy, the Varaxian Empire would mark Kepler 402b as forbidden space. They would whisper warnings about the humans who performed strange rituals before battle, who adopted extinct species and taught them the difference between violence and cruelty. But in the small bathroom of the outpost, as station lights dimmed for the night cycle, Lyra and Brusk returned to their interrupted routine. They brushed their teeth together, foam and all, because maintaining civilization, even after defending it brutally, was what separated them from the monsters at the gate. Brusk looked up at Lyra, toothbrush still in paw. "Same time tomorrow?" "Same time tomorrow, cub. Always." Outside, the stars shone on a universe that had learned an important lesson. Humanity's strength wasn't just in their weapons or their warriors. It was in their stubborn insistence on kindness, even when the galaxy demanded savagery, and in their absolute, terrifying commitment to protecting those they chose to love. The invasion had come during toothbrushing. The invasion had failed during toothbrushing, and somewhere in the wreckage, a Varaxian transmission beacon sent its final message. Avoid the humans, especially the ones with families.